asking him a question.
This man is not suffering. Tinubu won election, so he's no longer suffering. He's no flow for suffering.
Let's not
this
get
is
personal.
okay.
Don't get personal with me.
Okay.
No, which is personal?
Don't get personal. Don't talk about me. We're interrogating issues.
You are talking. Okay, now wait, Oga. You say don't get personal, but you say you are 9. That means you did not talk for yourself. You even include me into your own personal. So I'm not part of it. I don't know.
Can I talk?
I agree first. Withdraw your own. Make I withdraw.
Okay, come closer and ask him your question.
Let me withdraw my own. Say you know Tinubu win election, not you and 9. Then I withdraw my own.
You have the question.
Okay, you have the question.
Even though the government have given us their own reason on why they remove subsidy, but to you, as a person, what do you think was the main reason government removed subsidy? So what is the major problem with subsidy?
Well, you know the challenge with the subsidy regime is that it's a shelter for an ecosystem of quantum corruption. And I said it earlier on. I said if Obasanjo, who was a strong man, you know in Africa we like strong men presidents. Obasanjo was a strong man, could not remove subsidy. It tells you there's more to it than meets the eye. And are you aware that we kept paying salaries of refineries that were not working? You and I know this thing. And so many things. That's why I say it harbors an ecosystem of corruption. And to tackle that thing, the first thing is take a pragmatic step. Remove the subsidy cap.
Come now, you don't come hear this talk, man.
Remove the subsidy cap. Because it doesn't make sense that we're borrowing money to subsidize. Let me try to break this thing down to a level that
1 point make. 1 point make. We're borrowing money. Okay.
Let me try and explain this thing. Let's say you make $10 million. I know we make much more than that. Let's say we make $10 million from sale of crude oil, exporting crude oil.
Talk to us in naira.
Hold it now. I'm trying to explain.
We are using naira here.
Hold it now. I'm trying to explain. Okay. You make $10 million from export of crude oil, and then you have to buy petroleum products, PMS, which is only one product from crude oil. There are other products. You now need dollars to buy that PMS. I don't know what I'm saying. That means that the dollar you made from crude oil, and you are aware that the sale of crude oil is you make more money if you refine all the crude oil and get so many products. But because you are not refining, you are selling it at a raw whatever, you make a lesser amount of money. So the small money you make, you expend it on buying PMS, and you're left with little or nothing. You have to borrow money to meet your budget and things like that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, my question.
I'm let him finish. I'm not done.
Now, the issue is Tinubu said something. He said the subsidy removal was not in my speech. You are aware that presidential speeches are written by people, by their aides. They will have interaction with your aide. This one, this one, this one. They now write what you want. Removal of subsidy was not part of it. But the PIA, Petroleum Industry Act, that was signed into an act, or a bill, to sign into an act, it had already removed subsidy. So this year, there was no budget made for subsidy this year. So what Tinubu made was, that which we have lived a make-believe life. We're covering things. It's like, let's stop covering these issues. We have challenges, let's face the challenges. That's what he did. I agree, people are going through a lot of stress because of the amount of subsidy. That I call it a pragmatic move. And in pragmatism, okay, let me give you an example of pragmatism. A woman has cancer of the breast. You know, women love their breasts. They love their bodies so much. Doctor says, madam, we have to remove this left breast before it gets to the right breast. Before it's called malignant. It starts moving. Before it becomes malignant and gets to the next breast, let's move the first one. A woman says, no, don't remove my breast. At this stage, that's the best thing we can do. It's not better to remove that one breast and save the other body, the woman's life. That's what he did. We were postponing the death of Nigeria. The subsidy, if you had not removed subsidy, we'll get to a level that the economy would have crashed. And the only man that I saw that could tinker with the economy, we had not planned for the economy. The last time we had a panoramic plan for the economy, what you call a strategic plan, was under Obasanjo, where you have the needs, the seeds, and the leads and stuff like that. But when he left, everything left with him. Now don't forget that independent power program started in Lagos before the federal government power NIPP. Tinubu was the first to start IPP in Lagos, which was quashed by the federal government because the power program was in the exclusive list, which was an exclusive of the president. You get what I'm saying? So these things are interconnected. The power, the subsidy, the petroleum, whatever. As long as there's subsidy in place, people that are supposed to build refineries will not build refineries. They will be importing. The truth is they make more money from importing. Now, looking at the subsidy regime, we were told that we're consuming 63 million liters. Now we're attempting to be using less than
63 million liters per year or per...
I think it's per day or so. Per day. But now it has gone to 40 million liters. Suddenly the black markets are closing down. Now, in the interim, we will have pains. We will go through challenges. But in the long term, it will work for the future of our children and the future of our country.
Okay, so you wanted to ask a question.
The question I asked you was, all these stories, that was what we were told. Exactly what the government was saying. We are subsidizing corruption, people were taking this to here. A whole tanker has become a needle that nobody could see, that disappears on the border. So, I want to believe with you that government has failed. Because all those things you mentioned, somebody has been given responsibility or somebody is in charge. Because if you say that corruption or some few people are benefiting, and the few people, me and you could not see them up to today, we don't know them. The people that are smuggling, me and you don't know them. And yet, there is somebody in charge that has that authority to monitor or to stop it, and they deliberately refuse to do it. How is it my fault? Yeah. How are you now shifting the responsibility of government on me?
You right? Don't know anything.
Now, if there is a subsidy, now what? Look at the margin. 195. Right? 195. The moment they take it off, it now be 500 to 600 or something. So I will be correct to say that. Oh, it means it were Nigerians that were benefiting from the subsidy. Me and you, we are the one benefiting. There's no any ghost anywhere benefiting, because now we are suffering it. We are suffering. I'm coming. We are now suffering it.
Okay, so let's have one class so that we learn. Yes.
That issue they are banging around, saying that some few people are benefiting. It's lying, because that margin. My mother in the village, she's benefiting from me. Now I know that subsidy is for me and you, not for any other person. And if that is, so be it. If that is the only thing, let me tell you, energy security is one thing. Mention one country that allows energy security in the hands of the marketers. One country, no country. Because today, from the day they rule subsidy till now, do you know how many businesses have shut down? Do you know how many businesses?
Okay, let me finish. I will respond. I will also say something before you respond.
No, I need to.
I will say something before you respond.
Okay, what you are saying is it in line?
Wait, is it in line with what?
Okay, let him just add something to that question.
Talk. I will say something so that you respond together. You understand? Because as I see you now, I see you as the government. Huh? No, you are the government.
We are the government.
No, I'm not the government. You are the government.
Government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Their idea you want to say to us. Now, let me tell you, subsidy we are talking about. Do you know how they?
Amen. Say amen. If they give you the government,
you know how the subsidy originated. We are talking about. It was, I give you crude. There was no cash involved. You understand me? And how come the government did it allow it to shift from giving you crude, you understand me, and return petrol for us? You understand me? And take kerosene and the other ones, just return petrol for us. You understand? How come the thing changed to money? Now, 1. 2, if you say that as this subsidy, you understand me, that you remove, it is you are the same person that said that it is a scam. 1. What will be difficult for the government to say, okay, this subsidy, let's touchlight, let's use our mechanism, you understand me, to find out how many liters of petrol are we paying for subsidy? Because this subsidy is for the masses. No country that is not paying subsidy for this thing in one way or the other. Now you remove the subsidy. and you say you want to be transparent, you understand me, in your process because you want to help Nigerians. Have you succeeded in helping Nigerians now, or have you succeeded in killing Nigerians? Okay. Now I'm coming, sir. You say we should endure. What measure as a president, as a House of Rep, as a senator, you that are in the seat of power, what have you sacrificed that we will follow suit? It is we what we are benefiting you remove from our hand, and you losing your own belt and tell us to tighten our belt. What do you have to say?
Yes, it's true now.
You know, that's very true now. He made mention of energy security. And I'm glad that he mentioned energy security.
Can we learn from this class, gentlemen?
Thank God he mentioned energy security. You know, I said something earlier on. I said that we were not planning for our economy after Obasanjo left until now. We were just doing things, and there was no comprehensive plan.
Arguable.
For the economy. You get what I'm saying? But you look at some things this man has begun to do. Like I told you earlier on, he wants to address the issues as it is.
Like what?
Hold it now, I have the floor. Talking of energy security, we've had gas all this while. We didn't plan for gas because we like free things. We like make-believe lifestyle. Because I'm feeling this thing too.
No, you're not.
We're all feeling this thing.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
You are not feeling it. You are not part of us.
I interviewed the GMD of NNPC, Fushok Moluku, in 2005. And he told me that they had a plan for gas to stop gas flaring within a 10-year program to stop gas flaring. They also had a plan for ethanol. Now all these things are part of energy security, power and all this, they are part of energy security. That was the plan of the Obasanjo administration. After Obasanjo left, the ethanol project crashed. We didn't hear of it again. The program to stop gas flaring went down, it crashed. And unknown to us, because Kokoluku told me that time I interviewed him, he said, we are more of a gas country than a petroleum country. That's like before Obasanjo was petroleum, now the petroleum country, under Obasanjo it became oil and gas. Because we have more gas than petroleum. You get what I'm saying? But we're wasting the gas. The removal suddenly opened the eyes of Nigerians. Like, oh, so there's gas. And gas is like 4 times cheaper than the petroleum products we're using. It's even eco-friendly. You know, if we're looking at climatic change, it's eco-friendly. You get what I'm saying? But because we didn't have a plan for it, you see, that my own issue is people telling me Tinubu is the problem. That's where I have an issue.
Is the problem?
Wait.
I still tell you now.
Government has a challenge. Government has a challenge. The truth is, government has not been sincere to Nigerians.
Including Tinubu, right?
No, hold it.
So including him?
Excluding
Tinubu. It was to stop that.
Yes, excluding
Tinubu. He now stopped the subsidy regime. But Nigerians now can ask questions about the petroleum sector. In those days, it was like secret courts. A lot of people didn't know about the petroleum sector. But now everybody is asking questions.
Because he touched something that touches everybody.
He touched everything that touches everybody.
Yeah.
Because you can't hit the demons in charge of this subsidy until you remove the subsidy.
Can I ask you one question?
I'm
Sorry,
not
before then, I just remember, because you are saying Tinubu have taken this critical decision.
Yeah.
But if I recall
It's
very well, if my history told me very well, Tinubu was the same person that championed anti-subsidy removal in 2012. Right? At that time, I am telling you, if they will have allowed that thing to go by today, nobody will be talking about
Can I say something?
coming. But he championed it, and up to today, this man did not alter any apology for what he did.
Can I say something? Let's go back to the 2012 riots.
Yes. Occupy Nigeria.
2012 protests.
Occupy Nigeria.
No, it's not Occupy Nigeria.
Okay.
How was it Occupy Nigeria?
Was it about subsidy or about
The subsidy riot.
Yes.
Subsidy protest.
That is the Occupy Nigeria.
As a president, you see, when you become a president, you are not anybody's boy. You are not only president, you are also commander-in-chief. You must take tough decisions for the short term, the medium term, the long term. I would have expected President Jonathan to have stamped his foot on the ground. Hold it. After the palliatives and everything, you now go ahead and it regulates the downstream sector. If Obasanjo could not do it, and you don't do it, that's where the challenges came from. And Buhari, at the head of state, didn't do it, and the president didn't do it. Because if you had regulated the downstream sector, there will be nothing like subsidy. They won't be talking about subsidy up and down. That's the challenge we have. Nigeria is a funny country, and I'm sorry I'm saying
now
that.
He has come. Has he deregulated the subsidy?
You mentioned something that we were the ones enjoying subsidy.
That's very clear.
If as children of the house we're enjoying 15 naira and throwing 5,000 naira out, so the father of the house has to go. And the father of the house has to go and look for loan elsewhere. They'll not be catching the father. Come, pay my money, and he's feeding children who are enjoying spending 15 naira and throwing out 5,000 naira. Does it not make sense that we address it from the root cause?
Okay, how much was it that we are really consuming that you know that gave you that ratio? That this is what we are borrowing. Because now, how many liters of Nigerians consuming, and how many is going out? How did you know?
Okay, now, sir, based on what let me answer you. You said the father know that the children is throwing away 5,000. Sir, wait now. You ask questions. You ask us questions. You examine. You said the father. Sir, wait. Sir, wait. Sir. No. Wait. Okay. Based on your knowledge.
Okay. Hold on. Let him explain.
I said your father. You said you're a father. You are in the house. No, he's giving the children 15 naira. According to, I want to go by your knowledge. You understand me? Now, and the children collect 15 naira and they throw away 5,000. And the father find out that the children is throwing away 5,000. Now, which other source is he looking for? Is he not to go and find that, go and block that 5,000 so that who is collecting that 5,000 from my children? I get me and block that leakage so that the money can be sustained. Is it not what the father is supposed to do?
Are you aware?
Is he going to say, my children, I will no longer give you the 15 naira again? Instead, I will reduce it to 1 naira.
Okay, hold on. Let him land first.
You mentioned energy security.
Yes, that is the same analogy he's using. So I face him with that.
Okay, please, can we have one house?
So you mentioned energy security. That's a bigger program of energy situation, which includes the fuel, the power, and stuff like this. A lot of these things are interconnected.
And I asked you, I say, which country has allowed energy security to be the hands of the market?
That's I'm explaining.
The price.
As long as you are throwing this thing out,
which country has allowed an open market to determine its
but you and I know that it's international best practice that the downstream sector is regulated. You and I know it's regulated.
Okay. That is the life.
My issue.
That is the lifeline.
You see, we need to look at the other things I've said. I talked about gas. That means all that concerns us is let's instead insist on our point. If what we're having is a discussion, then we should look at the things I've said. We have the gas sector that was literally money back. You don't need to refine gas.
I want to put my
yes,
what you need
in front of the pipe.
to make gas available to everyone. Not as much as what you need.
The question is, why do we need them to refine? Why do we need to go out to
make PMS available?
Tinubu in all his addresses about this issue never mentioned deliberately a permanent solution. What is it? To stop that importation of refinery of stuff, then bring it back and stuff like that. He never. You're talking about palliative for what? For who? Now the issue, he knows the solution to it. And what's the solution? He insists that. Now Buhari said every year one refinery will come on board. He didn't succeed. He left. I thought Tinubu would say, gentlemen, even if we are taking this subsidy, the whole money will be channeled towards to ensure that one refinery every year comes up. I am telling you, me that I'm talking, I will go ahead.
Is it possible to, how pragmatic it is to get one refinery every year?
That is the work of government.
Can I tell you something?
That is the work of government.
The idea of government building refineries does not make sense.
See now, that is where the problem is.
And I'll tell you what I am, why I tell you it doesn't make sense. You and I know that it's difficult for government to manage huge amount of investments like that. You and I know.
Because,
you know why?
Because of the ineptitude Nigerians.
No. You and I know. For instance, recruitment of police. Your uncle who is in Senate puts your name on the list.
Yes.
And you're happy that your uncle has recruited you to the Nigerian police force.
Because
meanwhile, deny other people. That's the time we have.
Because the president, if the president is nepotic in nature and he put an incompetent person, why wouldn't he go and carry his people from a village?
You now see that this.
Why wouldn't he? So the thing is from the top. Once the head is rotting, what do you expect the body to do?
But you must start somewhere. My challenge is you cannot be pessimistic
Don't give Panadol for cancer treatment.
Can I tell you something?
Don't give Panadol
Can I tell you
for
something?
cancer
You know the reason why we want to school? You know the reason why we want to so we can look at things without mixing with emotions. Yes, without saying, oh, I'm hungry, or something like this. Let's look at the issues without our emotions involved. That's why we went to school. Postgraduate level, so we can critically interrogate this.
And this is exactly what we are doing. This is exactly what we are doing.
All we do,
but we are seeing it from a different angle.
So I think what you're trying to say is, now, remember earlier I made a point talking about the quantum number of production, which we're seeing some level of insincerity there. So maybe what you're saying in essence is, government should tell us what is our consumption rate in terms of petrol, right? And you made a point saying that every country in the world, most countries in the world subsidizes, right? So there's nothing wrong with subsidy, but if you can have some level of transparency in there, then everything will be fine. Because the effect of the removal of subsidy is now telling hard on Nigerians from 195 to 600.
Are you aware that if you do not have the right kind of security architecture and ecosystems, it will be the case of 15,000 for the children, 5,000 for the outsiders.
That was the word.
It's arguable. You can't verify this thing. You can't verify it.
Every Nigerian who has gone to school, who has studied, knows that so much about refined subsidized fuel goes out.
How? How does it go out?
You are talking like a
how? No, how?
You don't know.
I'm a northerner. How does it go out? Where do the tanks follow? Where do they follow?
So that is where we're talking about transparency.
That's what we're talking about.
Does government, of course, taking back your word to Abacha, I think, was it Abacha that said, if you have an insecurity problem in the country, then for about 24 hours, the government of the day that exceeds. So does it mean that the government doesn't know or don't know who are those who are involved within this illegal, where does the terminal go to? It's a question I'm asking, actually.
Abacha could do so much under a dictatorship. So much, including abusing fundamental human rights and not be questioned. You know what I'm saying? But under a democracy, there are processes, procedures, and protocols.
No, the question is whether government is not in that.
I'm trying to address. Government is not one person. The challenge we have is that we assume that government is the mind as well. No, sir. No, sir. People want to hold the mind as well accountable. But they cannot hold their senators accountable. They cannot hold their House of Rep members accountable. They can't hold their governors accountable. They can't hold their local government chairmen accountable. They can't hold their House of Rep members accountable.
Is the president that took the decision? Is it the senator that took the decision?
Now I say who they mean.
The president took a decision that didn't affect the Senate. So that is the thing.
Who made the PIA law?
Let me tell you. Who implements it? Who implements it? Is it the Senate that implements it?
So is it Tinubu?
So the president
Tinubu that
in Nigeria, the democratic whatever that we are practicing.
I've only been there for 2 months.
Okay, gentlemen, let's round up this conversation. I want to join these guys. We're talking about the Niger coup. So, I mean, subsidy persists, the removal persists,
and the suffering continues.
You believe the suffering continues?
Unfortunately, businesses are shutting down.
Okay, at what point? Because government had told us that Port Harcourt Refinery is going to be ready by December. So, is that a good omen for us?
You can't build The idea of government building refineries is empty nonsense. It's the private sector that do that.
So is that some sort of lies again, or?
My challenge is that we're trying to handle the subsidy thing outside the Nigerian challenge. I made mention of recruitment into the police force. Yes, when it favors you, oh, it's God that has done it. Yes, one senator goes to his village and says, okay, Mr. ABC, take recruitment for police, for customs, for this one, it's okay. But you have forgotten that he has broken protocol and procedures.
So I think, General, we have a system problem. Yeah. So maybe our constitution needs to...
The system failed. So addressing the system now is where the challenge is.
Okay, and Tinubu is not, is he moving towards that direction?
Yes.